I'm the girl that had really great potential. Other people, it seemed like, was like, how does this happen? How does this nice, young, pretty girl end up like this? And I also have depression, and I struggle with, like, what do I really want? It's kind of sunk in. It's like, whoa, I'm living under a bridge, you know? Like, it hurts to love me, you know?
There is a silent killer out there, and I'm not talking about COVID. And it's not just a killer, it's a great shaper, a warper of an individual's life. Its greatest trick is having its victim unaware he or she is even affected. Because everything is affected. This is why mental illness is somehow both sneaky yet overwhelming, unapparent, yet the single largest deleterious influence for many. This is the case with Eva. She herself says she was the girl with a lot of potential, who was smart and got good grades. She doesn't look like she should be homeless, or that she would settle for dangerous and abusive men, or that she would end up in prison. Yet these have all been her experiences. And when she shares about them, you can perhaps begin to understand why. By way of her delivery and descriptions of depression and extraordinary insecurity, rendering her greatly challenged in her pursuit for the good things in life.
My name's Eva.
Okay, and where are we?
We're at my beautiful apartment in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Where were you before this place?
Well, I was seeing this guy, and he's a great guy, but he was abusive, and I left him, and I was staying under a bridge at the West Bank, and I was just too embarrassed to reach out to my friends. I did go to a shelter for a while after the initial, I don't know, I just couldn't face my friends and family again and say, oh, I failed again, you know, like, people just got really saddened by my experience, and I was hurt and mad at myself, and I just wanted to get out and wanted everything to go away, and at first it was kind of fun, you know, it was like an adventure, and then it's kind of sunk in. It's like, whoa, I'm living under a bridge, you know, like, and started freaking out about it. Like, other people, it seemed like, was like, how does this happen? How does this nice, young, pretty girl end up like this? And I don't. It was short lived, so that's cool. But yeah, here I am. I was under the bridge twice, two different times, because I did go back, which is so stupid. Like, but people do it, you know. It happens. Like, at first it was, oh, I'm just gonna go get some of my things, and then, you know, it's turned into like 5 weeks, and then it was like, okay, how do I get out of here again, you know? And it got worse. The second time, he really hurt me. Like, he fractured my ribs, and I that was it, you know, like, um, yeah, so.
You said you were not wanting to reach out to friends or family.
Yeah, well, guess how long I've been homeless, and really ever since me and my ex split up in 2010. Like, I had, I have two little girls, and with my ex, and like, I had a pretty good life, you know? I mean, we had our problems, but I was really happy, and we split in 2010, and I've just been trying to rebuild ever since then. This is the best I've come up with since then. I worked on myself. I used the time, like, the best I could. I needed to do some work on myself, but I thought eventually I would be reunited with my kids, at least, or something, and that hasn't happened.
Well, you said that you didn't want to reach out to your friends and family, and you made it sound like you had exhausted that option, or
No,
you were tired of going back to them. Was that a cycle through your adulthood, seeking help from family and friends?
Yeah, because I had my son when I was 17, so I would always, like, lean it, because I was still like I was playing catch up, you know? Because when you have a son at 17, you fall behind, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I always had my mom and my sister to lean on, and then later, like, friends, and I mean, don't know. I just it hurts to love me, you know, like I'm the girl that had really great potential, and like I still have that potential, you know, like I can, I don't know, I'm pretty personable, and like if I want something, I'm pretty good at getting my needs met, and like I can be a go getter and whatnot. It's just I also have depression, and I struggle with like what do I really want, you know, like I don't know. If I set my mind at something, I can usually get it, but things fall apart. My sister, she's busy with her life. She doesn't really want a relationship anymore, which is sad because like I had a really close family and now not so much. Um, and I've got a lot of friends that really care about me, but like I'm almost 40 years old. I can't just keep, you know, falling back on people. I need to grow up, you know, and like that's what I'm really thankful for this place because I think here I can, you know, as long as I try to stay single and actually like invest in myself.
Can you look back on the last 20 years of your life and recognize patterns?
Yeah, yeah.
What are those patterns?
Um, and so I always wanted mom, dad, kids. You know, that's my value is family. And I didn't necessarily want to be a teen mom, but I was. So I wanted to stay together with his father the best I could. And we did get married, and it didn't. The relationship didn't last. Like it's hard when you're 17 to be married, you know. So, and then another relationship, got pregnant right away. That
When?
lasted about 5 or 6 years, like right after, and so then that's 11 years then, and then was devastated, you know, like it's my second failed relationship. That one was really, really tough. And my daughter's father got together, we had 2 kids, we were really happy for a long time, and then there was domestic violence there, and he's a veteran, and I put up with it, because like I loved him, he served our country, we had 2 kids together, and I ended up getting arrested for domestic violence myself. I ended up going to Shakopee prison. Like, I never would have thought in a million years that I'd be in prison for domestic violence. You know, I did fight back sometimes. I would, I mean, I don't see myself as a man beater necessarily, you know, but I will defend myself. And I don't know. I happened all those years ago, and I still haven't got my life back. You know, like he accused me of having a knife and threatening him with a knife and our kids and my nieces, and like I didn't do that. I never had a knife. I never said the words he said I said. But he had 2 witnesses, and when 3 people say things about you, the police tend to believe them. I was in court, and I was fighting the case. I ran. I got scared, and like at first I was looking at 36 months in prison, and then they upped one of the charges. I was looking at 56 months. And that was just awful. Like I couldn't imagine spending that much time in prison. And so I went on the run, and like it was the weirdest time of my life because I was so irresponsible and scared, and I just wanted to be home with my kids. And there I was, like, I had 5 different houses. I'd close at each house. You know, I'd stay at one place a few days, and then I'd go to the next. I didn't feel safe, you know, so I kept on the move, and like I don't know, I could have stayed gone as long as I wanted, but I turned myself in. I was tired of running. I was tired of being, it's like you can't be a real grown up, you know, you can't do anything.
How long were you in jail?
I just done 5 months. I did 5 months after I turned myself in, and then had to do another 6 weeks. So I did that.
Was he ever punished legally for
Not really.
his abuse to you?
Not really. I mean, he was arrested twice, but nothing really ever happened. He made me go to court one time and like say, "You got the wrong idea. He's a really nice guy." So I did that once. We got a lawyer. It got dropped down, and I never called the police on him. Like, you know, he's the breadwinner, like he's the father. Like I just wanted him to stop doing that, you know. Um, I never thought he'd put me in prison.
So you still have those convictions?
Yeah, yeah.
Does that keep you from seeing your daughters?
Yeah, I don't necessarily want them all the time. I don't think I mean, I'm sure I could do it, but I never wanted to be a single mom and having two kids by yourself, it's a lot of work, you know. Um, then other days it's like, why shouldn't I do it? Like he's not doing much better than I am. Him and the girls are living in a homeless shelter right now, right across town, and like, I my depression is really bad right now. I feel really guilty that I have this beautiful place and my kids are there. Like, I hate myself for that. I went and I got a job because he was staying with some friends of ours, or his friends that he doesn't really care for. So I went and got a job. I really like it. I no longer work there anymore. I just got fired because when I found out that in the shelter, I stayed home for 2 days and cried. I was bawling. I felt guilty that I have this and they don't. I felt really bad that I can't be there how I want to be there. Um, I was like, well, why don't we just, you know, get a place and we'll just raise the kids together, because I want to be there, you know. I don't want to miss everything. And he's not into that, and I respect that. I get it. Like, I love him and everything, but I was just saying, like, let's just be parents, you know. But he's not into that, and I've had to miss a lot of my sons growing up. I don't want to miss my daughters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were the best adult years you had, and what was going right?
Probably when my sons were little, because even though it was hectic, like, I had a full-time job. Um, I was married, and like, I haven't been that productive or responsible since I was 17, 18, and 19, you know? Like, I don't know, maybe I just had more energy. um, but like, I did it all then, you know? And life was pretty good. Like, we didn't have a lot of money, we worked all the time, but we were happy.
What kind of work did you do?
We worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, like, I worked the drive-through and my husband worked as a cook. And then we moved up through management, and it was a lot of fun, you know. Um, my friend, one of my managers, he just opened his own restaurant in North Minneapolis, and like, it's kind of cool to see people that I worked with like go on and do well, you know. I learned a lot of management there, so I was there for 5 years, so I don't know, I really enjoyed it, you know.
What other kind of work have you done?
Um, I've done some retail, I've done some construction, um, I've done lawn service, um, waitressing, that kind of thing. I've tried school. I can't seem to make it through a semester. I drop out like after midterm. Um, I have 6 credits I earned in prison, actually. I don't know, like, there's no distractions there. I'm really smart. I'm like an A student, but I don't know.
What happened to make? So you said the best years were like your early adult years.
Yeah.
So what happened to disrupt that?
Um, my second children's father, it was crazy. Like, we loved hard, but it was toxic, you know. So there was highs and lows, and the highs were really, really high and great, but like, we were really toxic for each other. And so, um, like, my third children's father, everything was really pretty mellow, you know. Like, there was domestic violence, but like, it was pretty even keel, you know. And so I like that. It was something that happened with when my sons were down visiting for the summer. He was like jealous of them. And I was like, you know what, this is weird. Like, I couldn't respect myself by staying, so I had to leave. Like, love is a weird thing. It can be like, I don't think anyone's emotionally mature enough to handle that kind of relationship. It's hard. It's not easy, you know? Like, it's hard. Like, I feel like an ATM, like when the kids need money for picture day, they'll call and I'll run down there and give them money. Or if they need, like, I, I stopped working last month and I gave them $100, like, out of my last check. Like, over the month, I gave them $100. Like, I really didn't have it to give, but if the kids need it, they eat, I'll give it to them, you know?
How old are your daughters?
9 and 11. And, it's like out of guilt. I want to be there. Like, the kids wanted sweaters. I gave them all my sweaters.
Again, this is the veteran?
Yeah. And then I went shopping and bought them more sweaters. You know, like, it's, I love them in excess. Like, if they say they need, like, whatever it is, I'll go get 100 of it, you know? Like, I just miss them. I just want to be there.
When emotions or feelings sufficiently dictate in unhealthy ways, a human will perform all manner of illogical, self-defeating activity. And unless you take the time and effort to understand this, misunderstanding will be the default, because it defies common sense. Indeed, by definition, it is nonsensical. And so, we observe those who seemingly, inexplicably struggle, who don't live up to their potential, perhaps don't live much of their life at all. And if they do so in ways that are destructive. After having the chance to speak with Eva and learn about her life, you can only hope she can muster just enough energy and healthy motivation to address that which keeps her down, which keeps her feeling low, which keeps her afraid. May she find her spark.